Hello my beautiful audience over there on the other side of the YouTube screen. Today I'm going to be talking to you about this book, Winning Through Intimidation, How to Be the Victor, Not the Victim in Business and in Life. And it's been written by this guy named Robert Ringer. And this is a self-help book, but I would say that this is more of a business book, and it reads over here in the back, the genre of it is business/self-help. So this book deals with intimidation. And what's intimidation really? Related to coercion, but also influence and also selling situations. So I feel that this guy that is actually a real estate broker or a real estate agent tells about intimidation in this book in a very interesting way. He builds up the blocks kind of like a building and then makes you understand that in these situations you were intimidated and you lost because of that. And the funny fact over here is that intimidation is a kind of a skill that you only learn in some of the kind of endeavors in life. You probably won't learn this stuff if you are, for example, an artist. You might not learn the skill of intimidation, and that might be bad for your career. So you should learn this even though you are not going into these kind of career paths, for example, being a real estate agent. And he talks about the situations that he kind of won and the situations where he lost, and he talks about it all through this autobiographical type of like viewpoint. And I really dig this, you know. It was an interesting book, even though it was not maybe so applicable to my life. But if you are in the business of real estate, for sure you should read this. But if you are in the business of buying a home or even renting a home, I think you should really read this to understand what is going on behind the scenes and why living is so fucking expensive, you know. This is a really interesting books, and there's even some pretty visual storytelling over here. There's funny pictures featuring, you know, this tortoise guy and that kind of stuff. It's no way near the most important self-help book you will ever read, but I would still read this book because I feel that there's a lot of greatness in it related to just that. If you want to be more intimidating, he kind of tells you that if you can't be intimidating, you can be on top of any situation. How I would change this whole title over here would be how to be on top of any situation through learning intimidation tactics. That's what I feel over here. But I feel that you will learn this without even any book if you just become better with people. I feel that through the stuff I have been doing in the last couple of 6 months maybe. I have learned all of this without reading this book, but then when he talks about it, I'm kind of like, yeah, you're right, you're right. I wouldn't have thought about it in that way. So as I said, not the most important self-help book you will ever read, but if you have read hundreds of self-help books and you cannot find a good one, then this is a kind of a great one to read also. Read them all, read all the self-help books, your life will become so much better. But the funny fact is usually that what they promise in the self-help books, like in the cover and that kind of stuff, that never comes about. There are other great consequences out of this genre, and that's the reason I read these books, you know. And I feel that because I have been in the self-help game for so long, I'm kind of a different kind of guy, you know. I have applied all of this. You wouldn't probably even be watching my videos. I don't know if Truth Detective would even exist without self-help. I don't even know if I would actually be alive without self-help. So think about freaking that. Thanks for watching.